Oh, it's you. What? Colonel Richard. Haha, it's Del Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly face to face, I believe. Last time we saw one another was right after Major Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realized that we exchanged few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. How'd you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the intelligence division capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can probably express. Might I persuade you to stay while I talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind being a bit late. Ah, yes. If we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. I'll prefer them, sir. No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be late. Yes, sir. Pardon me, then. Warum will er sie wegschicken? Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me. Joshua, what should we do? I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the headmate later. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. Since that time, I found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. He did. And, what did you think of him at the time? Put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics, he understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So you were with our father during the 100 Days War. Yes, he was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talk about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Pride had not been part of the Royal Army, Liberl would now be part of the Urbonian Empire. No way. It's kinda hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few know of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up to as the prime example of what a hero should be. We never said one word about any of this to me. Well, it's not really the kind of thing to tell your daughter about. Not fair to criticize him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all of this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about, vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice. Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it, I just figured a lot out of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about. I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble. Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt. No, seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for himself after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all he could help him recover. Colonel Richard. Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. I apologize for making you so late. Not at all, you both have told me the one thing I want most to know, and thus I have no regrets. Huh? How's that again? I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then, to share in the stories. Okay, who was that man and what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? Just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so, well, nice. True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'd hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligence officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is easy as could be. Don't you think that's going a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who is mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instinct and believe whatever you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say brace your job is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you. What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters. Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kinda got caught by Colonel Richard. Did you know? He had something to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah, yes. That, letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cassius as children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. How do you know our dad, too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Princess Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would have been happening. Huh? But lamenting what might have been is a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparation at once. Come on in, Shea. Oh hey, aren't you? Shea, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle, Joshua. I've been told of your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. He's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia? That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbon and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What do you mean? So it's going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Me in a maid's outfit. I've been wanting to try one on since we first met Lila. Cute, breezy, and easy to move in. Well, if our uniform weren't easy to move in, it'd make the cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why are you so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between fancy dress and a maid outfit? That different? It was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in woman's clothes. Oh, you'll be fine. Not at all shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shea, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Shea, don't you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used, though. He has that full dark hair, so it would probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looked like a 3-to-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room. Wait a minute. I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. Oh, I'm not sure. Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Shea, you're not planning to use makeup too, are you? Kids these days. Oh my. Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such bright, active mate in training, and after only just coming to the castle too? Certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any wiser. Perhaps you would like to work at Grant's Castle for real when this is all settled? Well, we already work with braces, so, anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance I can talk you out of this? Not at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine, you're impossible sometimes. Oh gosh. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. Bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to Royal Keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. You're finally gonna meet the Queen in person. Yes, this is the do or die moment. You just have to stay focused and get to Royal Keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. I can't believe you got the nerve to pick on... Sorry, don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the Royal Keep. Wir steuern Hilda. Oh, okay. Kann ich bitte... City... Oh, schade, ich hätte gern ein großes Ding von... ein großes Bild von den beiden gesehen. Da ist hier. Hier. Und schon sind wir da. Hilda, what business do I have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes after all. Such harsh words. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Huh? Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Crap. You stare so hard at every young lady you see. I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thought. I'd rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army, who wouldn't do that? All's well then. Now, will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go ahead. Ooh, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda, you're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, I plan to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty. If you'd prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now. Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it is Princess Claudia's bedroom. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Huh, no kidding. But I heard the prince was tending to the queen. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for full details. The room is on the second floor of the Royal Keep. I'll take you there. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two going in? Right. Pardon us? Oh. I beg you welcome. My name is Alicia von Auslese. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberl. I'm Mr. Bright. I'm Junior Bracer of the Bracer Guild. I'm Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It's a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua. I've truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please have some and relax. I see, so Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. Pitch black orbment capable of negating all other orbital energies. So you say that the Colonel has acquired it? The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I'm worrying about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Granze. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact then? Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms on top of the towers. But every now and then you find one that still functioned, like Mayor Delmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Granze. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact functions. Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imagining how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think, maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, then that's when the braces come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull. Haha, I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You're acquainted with our father, Your Majesty. He was a friend of my late son's and a great savior of the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then, that is the role that I am meant to play. Mr. Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh, yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. Oh. 10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for their invasion of Liberl. So began the sad time that would become known as the 100 Days War. Such as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Haven Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberl became occupied territory, save for Granzo. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire Royal Army. Reinforcements from cavalry were too late to stop the advance. It was but a matter of time before Granzo too would fall. A bit condition, but 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had just been developed and were used to recapture Liberl's checkpoint, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one, using ships launched from Leyston Fortress. Size, Run, Bose, Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for a counteroffensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempt to hold back the counteroffensive. That followed, I'm sure you know. What followed? Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in the final moments. No, I had no idea, and he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of a bracer. All to stay with the only one he had left, you. This time, he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Still, yes, you're correct. Given that all he lost was in service to his country, responsibility falls upon me. And so, I'm sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberl in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Still, you have a kind heart, and I'm grateful. It gladdened my heart to have finally met you in person. Now, more than ever, Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What, Julia, I mean Lieutenant Schwartz, I get to help you. I thank you. I'm grateful for your willingness to do so. But some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence. I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home, Roland, and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, so it has held firm, now trembled like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new king of Liberl, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty, right when we became unit bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter in the package and we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met, everyone we care about, can go on living secure and happy life. Just like you, just like Mom and Dad, I'm going and doing this because it's what I believe is right. And I really want to see it through. Estelle. It seemed she was right about you, huh? I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to Bracergate. Your Majesty. My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for Bracergate to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Among them my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha, the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In a word, Duke Dunno was out for overrunning. Yes, though he is my nephew, yet possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of the nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment should really be trusted there. No matter the error, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a large power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of two consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some, including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with the passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to his coup. This was all staged so that Liberl would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. But finally let us see the whole picture. So, if Liberl became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Orbital weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for his country. But I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protect this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notion to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demands that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hereby comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With this reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily in my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intention with it. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. Hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool. Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern her whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this cool thingy and help her. It's definitely outside of Bristol jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right. But you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits you'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh, yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Wow, is it really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair. Please relax. We are paid to the core. But good to hear. Now I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies. Huh? I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? Shadows. Lena. My, isn't that a lovely name? There's a pleasant ring to it. Thank you very much. How about you, miss? You may call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a pretty name, very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, right. With a special op, my name is. I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive of work. No, I mean at least not from us. Please be safe on your way home. Ich weiß, warum Karen genommen hat, deswegen ist es schön. Schön, dass Karen nimmt. Well, aren't you Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I was nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. Eh? What's all the noise about? Oh, Duke Dunnan. It's the lady of the court. Hey, you mates. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires, whom I'm instructing. This is Lena and that Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Did he recognize us? Good. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come now, Philip, enough with the staring. Haha. Quite unusual to see coming from you. Stiff upper lip and all. Please pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You with brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look on you. Ugh. As for you, I personally think you look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I am honored. Ah, yes. Lena, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace. I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think that tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtatious while flattering are best saved for another time and place. All the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. Trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please, no more of this. I don't mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. You move right over there. The shower is there, huh? Well, alright, Lena. You just let me know if you have any problems. Anything at all. I'll give you best advice the future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. It's grateful like to remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I'm truly sorry. Madam, young missus, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children. Though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Yeah, probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? But you certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Well, please, I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would you want tea so late? Well, you see... Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. Hilda whispered something in Estelle's ear. Now do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we'd have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going? What, might I inquire, are you doing at this late hour? Oh no. Captain Amalthea. Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it's a bit late for you kids to be out walking around? Please pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this, and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Down where I found my maid quarters. I admire your honesty, though let's not waste time on game. I did in fact receive several reports of you going in and out of her maid quarters. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around that particular place? Well, you don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have a fact is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So what business have you in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, still Joshua. You've been here the whole time. Zin. Wow, now that's the stuff. You're drunk. Oops, sorry. And hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice, some luck that we met up again, eh? I suppose. What's going on? Oh, my students are causing any trouble. The students? Not just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely want to know their business simply as a security precaution. Yeah, I totally get you. I just sent them off to find some munchies to go with my booze. Hey Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh well, I have to do it out, I guess. Hey, I just had a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with drinks like a beautiful lady. Oh, I'm afraid I'm busy, so I have to decline your generous offer. I apologize for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand? Oh, of course. It is late, we should probably just get to bed. Very good then. Now if you excuse us. Das war ein Klatschmove von Zinn. Oh, tonight. Oh well, might as well just go back to the room. Alright, we'll go with you. I'm glad we managed to convince her at least. Well, then aren't you drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way, you face it? Even gone red? He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with some kind of Eastern martial art breathing exercise, right? Huh, I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes. Oh, you are an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So what's the story? What story? I would have thought it would be obvious. The story of your meeting with the Queen. Wait, what? How did you... Did Alan tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. But now I know anyway, don't you? With your prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. So how much do you really know? I guess finally time to show you this. Zin produced a letter from his pocket and handed it to his son Joshua. What's this? I know it's handwriting. Well, don't just stand there, read it. It'll explain a lot. Okay. Dear Zin Vatek, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberl, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. That's why I might ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberl and help out if I need it? Since you haven't been to Liberl before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There's a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebrations, and foreigners can participate. It would make fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I intend to return to Liberl before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bride. P.S. You may have a chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much unless it seems like they really need it. So Dad actually asked you to come to Liberl, which means he's in Albernia now. But the long and short of it, what it means is that you were in cahoots with him all along. It's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent in Calvert. This letter just gave me the chance to make us square again. I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids? I had a feeling from the outset once I saw his stealth technique with the bow staff. I asked Kilika about it and that confirmed it. It would have been nice if you'd said something about it at all. We've been very sick wondering where Dad's been. I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kid, alright? If you can pull off a job as big as sneaking an audience with the Queen. I suppose so. He knows this much, it wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree. It'd probably be best to fill Sin in on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own, after all. Then Joshua told of how they had managed to speak directly with the Queen, as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia. I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request. What, you will? Yep, I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please let me help. We'd be glad to. Thank you, once again. Hier in schon hiding, wir werden hier unten landen. What is this place? I never would have imagined that something like this even existed. It's larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lauren, if you'd be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level? Yes, sir. Whoa. Is that some kind of mechanical monster? Well, so these must be archaism. Okay, interessant. Oh, holy shit. You took out that thing in one stroke. You are the quickest to react. You are indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back. You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw techniques, well, was quite remarkable to behold. I can sense that you studied under the Divine Blade himself. I'm humbled. I still have ways to go. I have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time awaits for no man. The skills I possess now have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this king's future with my own two hands. My brave men, the way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberl. I expect only the best of each of you. By your order, sir, we of the Special Ops will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberl. For the glory of Liberl. I misunderstand the situation. You've both performed admirable. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver Professor's message to Her Majesty in person. Well, you just got lucky, so. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more than I need to tell you. In any case, we can consider Professor Russell's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done. Danke, 18, oh? Nicht schlecht. Now then, Sin, it was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. We need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself. No need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand by idly in straight logic. I'm with you until the end. I knew we could count on you, Sin. But wait, what's in this A-rank business? It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranking from G on the bottom up to A or at the top. So he's the highest rank you can get. Wow, I never knew you were such a badass, Sin. Well, I may be A rank, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are 20 A rankers across the continent. But above that, there's an informal S rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale. And there are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Well, I'm not sure I even want to think about what they can do. You really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius. What? Okay, Joshua, you're not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Sorry, but yes, I did. We solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. I swear, it's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. Manchmal 5 Jahre. Das ist das, als Joshua zurückkam. Wie war Joshua in die Familie kam. Royal Army Soldier, Hidden Hero, Divine Blade, S-Rank Bracer. If he's really so damned awesome, then it sure would be nice if he'd come back and take care of this case. You may be right. If you were with her, perhaps it would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Joshua, what's wrong? Just think about how strange this is. This whole chain of events apparently starting with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least it's just the impression I have. Oh, so what you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure from the Empire. Am I correct? No, I'm sure that would be overthinking things. I can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing who was being used. I'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well, yeah. I never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close. I don't think that Colonel Richard could have ever imagined to pull the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that two major events happened to overlap with each other. Regardless of the circumstances, we can't currently rely on Cassius to help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe the emergency conference of the Grand Branch of the Bracer Guild is called for. Huh? All other things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The third article of Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act. But we're no match for an army as we are. I ask the cooperation of all Bracers in Granze, including Sin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we need all the help we can get. Ideally, we should have the cooperation of other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today, ostensibly to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So basically it amounts to martial law. So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. Maybe to stifle any activity on the part of any Royal Guardsmen in hiding as well as ourselves. We're going to conduct a rescue operation. We'll have to do it with the resources on hand. No fun, but we're up to it. So, do we have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held? It's been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe the most likely place is to be Erbe Royal Villa. It's a building in the forest, right? It would make sense. If the soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, few would question it. And I can't imagine they'd want to lock a lady of a royal family in a cell in Leighton Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be going against here, I'd like a more solid confirmation, however. If we assaulted the wrong place, we'd have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any bracers currently in the royal city. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct? Oh, you mean Niall. Here we should see if he's picked up anything significant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the investigation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So, off to Cathedral then. There are 4 other bracers in the city: Kurt, Grant, Corn, and Annalise. Check for bars and the usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright, then off we go. Yes, off we go, I guess. But, off we not go yet, because wir speichern. Und ich beende hier den auf YouTube beende ich den Part und den Stream damit entsprechend auch. Wir haben 194.000, fast 195.000 Mira, Alter. Das Turnier, Mann, mega. Ja, auf jeden Fall, für die das YouTube schauen, wenn euch der Part gefallen hat, lasst doch, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben da, abonniert den Kanal, um nichts weiter zu verpassen. Schaut in die Beschreibung, aber auf meinem Link, auf meinem Twitch-Kanal vorbei. Dort könnt ihr alle hier nachfolgenden Folgen, falls die noch nicht auf YouTube erschienen sind, auch nachgucken. Dort gibt es so eine Art Playlist-Feature als Sammlung. Dort habe ich das auch alles chronologisch geordnet, mit derselben Nummerierung wie auf YouTube. Von daher würde ich sagen, wir sind beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin. Ciao.